Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Another big one. Another nice bass. Another decent bass. Decent bass. Another decent bass. Uh-oh. Might be doing a catch and cook with you, buddy. Well, we're gonna do a catch and cook largemouth bass. I think I'll make a bass lasagna. Decent fish.
This is the bass that I caught out of my pond, which I am going to do a special lasagna catch and cook with. I stocked my pond with channel catfish, largemouth bass, crappie, yellow perch, and bluegills for my own consumption. And I hope you enjoy. Okay, these are the two beautiful fillets that I got from that largemouth bass from the pond. He was probably about 1.5 pounds, almost 2 pounds. You can see how nice the meat is on those bass. The largemouth bass has really good meat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to season this meat up, and I'm going to run it through the cornmeal, and then I'm going to fry this bass. I'm going to get some crushed black pepper on this bass. I'm going to get some crushed black pepper actually in the cornmeal also. I'm going to get this sea salt. Grind up the sea salt that has a jalapeno in it. You've seen this salt before. This is a dried, crushed jalapeno sea salt. Put some in the cornmeal. Put some on the bass. I'm actually going to season both sides of this bass with the seasoning. And I'm going to put some paprika on this bass. A little bit of paprika. A little bit of paprika in the cornmeal. Turn it over. And get that paprika on the other side. Get that crushed salt. Jalapeno on the other side. And crushed black pepper. I like to just pat it in there just to get it all a little damp. That way it can take the cornmeal on better. Mix that cornmeal up. Sprinkle that cornmeal and rub it in on that fish. Sure it's coated pretty good. Turn her over. And get that cornmeal on the other side also. Rub that in there. Nice coating on it. And as I said in the previous videos, generally when I fry a fish that I just caught, fresh fish, I stick it in that freezer for about 15-20 minutes. And that gives it a nice chance to harden up a little bit so it doesn't curl up when it fries. So while that fish sets up in the freezer, I'm going to make a tomato and cucumber salad to go along with that. So I'm going to cut this cucumber up, I'm going to skin it, and I'm going to clean up these tomatoes and mix it up and make a cucumber salad just to accompany the lasagna. So I clean all my vegetables with vinegar. I just like to put the vinegar all over it, rub it down real nice, and get the vegetables really clean with the vinegar. I just cut these cucumber pieces up in quarters. Place in the bowl. And I cut these tomatoes in half. I like the mixture of cherry tomatoes. Gives it a lot of color, a little bit of different texture on some of them, and a little bit of different flavor on some of them. But it makes it look really nice, so it gives a good presentation. I like to cut them in half, and that way you get a lot of the flavor of the balsamic vinegar that I put on here gets into that tomato. So now what I'm going to do is I'll pour some extra virgin olive oil on those tomatoes and cucumber pieces. Get a really good balsamic vinaigrette. And get that in there nice. Always use a real good vinaigrette. Nice, thick, heavy vinaigrette. Get that on the tomatoes and cucumbers. And this again is a herb of Provence. It's a mixture of herbs. And sprinkle that up in there. Man, if you could only smell it, it smells so good. And again, a little bit of crushed black pepper. Give it a good little mix. Get those tomatoes and cucumbers all coated in that virgin olive oil and that balsamic vinegar. Nice coating of that in there. And then what I do is set that aside and put that in the refrigerator so it really gets a good chill on it for a good 15 minutes. The tomatoes and the cucumber was already in the refrigerator, so it should have a nice chill to it. Okay, so what I have here now is fresh lasagna sheets. And I'm going to take these fresh lasagna sheets and actually cut them each in half. Cut through these sheets, each one in half. And I'm actually going to fry these lasagna sheets. Get that lasagna fried. It's going to give me crispy lasagna sheets that I'm going to layer everything with. Okay, now these are the fresh lasagna sheets after they have been deep fried in the canola oil. And these are the lasagna sheets that we are going to layer up for our lasagna. More specifically for our largemouth bass crispy lasagna. Okay, the largemouth bass has been in the freezer for a while. Harden up a little bit. And we're gonna fry that bass up. As I put the bass in the frying pan, like I said, I always like to give it a nice good shake. Make sure that it doesn't stick to that pan as it's cooking. Alright, now it's time to assemble and put together this lasagna. You can see the fish is nice and crispy and golden brown. So I did that bass nice and golden brown and crispy. And first step is I'm going to spray the glass dish with some olive oil pan. Keep it from sticking. Get that little olive oil. And I'll put a little bit of sauce on the bottom. Get that sauce on the bottom here. Spread that out. On the bottom. Nice little coating. And what I'm using for my sauce is classical, I actually like this sauce. It's a classical spicy tomato and basil sauce. After I get that first layer down there, I take one of these nice crispy lasagna sheets and I stick them right on the bottom. Get that there right on the bottom. And again, a little bit of sauce. Sauce on there. There we go. And I get that little bit of sauce on there. I'm going to slice up some smoked mozzarella. So this is some smoked mozzarella. Give me like 2 nice slices of that smoked mozzarella on there. Stick that up there on the bottom. There. Another slice here. And layer it up with one of the crispy bass pieces. And then again, cover this up with a little bit of sauce in here. And I'm going to put a couple small pieces of mozzarella there just to keep this thing all together. Smoked mozzarella is really good. Alright. On to the next layer. Put another layer of the crispy lasagna. Let's go the opposite way. Get it on there nice. Get it in there, pack that in, and get some sauce. And cover this up nice with the sauce. It's really good with this spicy basil sauce. On to the next layer, and again, another layer of that largemouth bass in there, and we slice up some mozzarella. Nice smoky mozzarella. Actually, I get a little bit of sauce on this bass, and then I'll get that mozzarella on there. There we go. Get that mozzarella on there. A little bit more sauce. Give me a couple little thin slices of mozzarella on it. Get it nice and cheesy. And then we cap it off. Go the opposite way with that and cap it off. These nice crispy pieces of fried lasagna. There we go. Looking good. And put a little bit of mozzarella on these sheets. This kind of holds it all nice together underneath. And then we drape the rest of this over with sauce. That sauce on there nice. And do some nice slices of mozzarella all over this. And then lastly, we coat this thing up with some nice Parmesan. Nice shredded Parmesan all over everything. Nice coating of Parmesan. And a dash. Oh my God, this smells so good. Herbs of Province. And she is ready for the oven. Lastly, I cover the lasagna up before I put it in the oven with aluminum foil. Bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Now that it's browned up on top, you get that nice crust, it is time to take her out fresh out of the oven and ready to plate up. Okay, here we have the Catch and Cook crispy largemouth bass lasagna. Again, I caught bass in my own pond. I fried up some lasagna sheets, fried up the largemouth bass nice and crispy also, and covered it with some smoked mozzarella and some Parmesan cheese, baked it in the oven, and let's give it a go. Very good. You definitely have to try this. It's very, very good. And there you have it. Another Dreaded Fisherman's Catch and Cook.